Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WeekNd Podcast. And as you know, we haven't done a podcast in a long time. This is our second WeekNd Podcast. And I haven't done a podcast on my No Homework for a long time. But I have Chris here, as usual, with me.
How you doing, guys?
So we had a very hard time starting this.
Yeah. There was about maybe 4 or 5.
5 minutes of laughing.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5, ones that he started out, and ended up stopping right after maybe a few seconds, just because
I kept laughing. I couldn't
couldn't
take
really
it.
compose himself enough to actually do the introduction, but he did, and where you're going, hopefully he doesn't stop.
Alrighty, Chris, you want to go ahead and say why we haven't been doing a podcast? Well, you go ahead and start on that, and I'll bring up why I haven't. Well,
to explain it from both sides.
From both sides. All right, go ahead here.
To put it in words, from my side, I was kind of busy. I mean, we did have Mother's Day.
Very busy. Mother's Day, yes.
Weekend.
Oh, and by the way, happy late Mother's Day, everybody.
To all the mothers that watch this and listen to this.
All the viewers that still, that love their mothers.
Oh, yes. Be sure to tell them Happy Mother's Day from us.
Happy Mother's Day. Yep.
Even though
it doesn't really freaking matter and it's like really late, and they'd be all like, who's the WeekNd Podcast?
Yeah, and where's my gift?
And where's my gift from them?
Yeah.
All right, so
I want a fidget spinner.
So yeah, we've been busy. Mother's Day.
Yes.
I'm ending school in 1 week, so I've been really busy. You're working, just very busy. I've been sick. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really had much time to actually really think about what we were going to talk about, because usually we like to plan it before we go into talking about topics, and we like to pick things we want to talk about and what we know of. We don't want to go out
and then just go on a whim.
Very little information. We don't want to talk about games we don't know. We were just mainly going based off our own opinions.
Yes, that's true. This is our opinion. So.
What we think about the game.
And again, I've had homework for the past week, so
I'm pretty sure
it's called the No Homework Podcast for a reason.
Yes. I'm pretty sure they picked that up after you said you couldn't do the No Homework.
I keep putting it in there.
I know you want to warn them.
I'm glad we don't have a schedule for this stuff, cause
So basically, you warned them on why you couldn't do the podcast, which is a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so you want to go ahead and tell us what we're talking about today, Chris?
Well, I figure we'll go ahead and jump into the subject of possibly talking about, as you brought it up recently, why there was never a Half-Life 2.
Oh yeah,
now, you've played Half-Life.
I've beat Half-Life 2.
And you've beat Half-Life 2. I
about 2 times.
myself have never played the game.
Well,
so I figure I'll go ahead and let you.
You've seen.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well,
I want to hear from your perspective, because like I said, I don't have much information on it, so I'll let you do it.
This is just a little mini topic, by the way.
Yes.
So, about why Half-Life 3 isn't coming. Everyone knows that it's because apparently Valve's not getting enough hype on it. Like, they're not getting enough people to go for it, and they're wanting to go do their own projects. They'd rather not work on Half-Life 2. That's like Half-Life. That's like a dead market right now. And it's just a dead market. And then, but you've never played Half-Life?
No.
At all?
No.
I haven't played 1. I do know the main boss, though, is like a giant fetus. Which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. But have you seen gameplay? I'm sure you've watched Gmod. And
I have watched gameplay of it, and it does seem interesting enough.
It's very interesting. It's a good story.
It's just more of the type of, if I would have caught this back when it came out, then I probably would have tried it. But now, since it's been out for a while, I'm like, well, I'm going to mainly try and focus on newer games, and so that way we could do more podcasts about the newer games that came out.
Yeah.
Instead of having to go retro and...
Well, I mean, we can go retro.
We could, just not every podcast.
No.
That would...
Which is kind of what it's been a little bit. Well, last podcast we did for the weekend, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that was the very first one.
That was the very first one. Yeah.
But what's your opinion on Half-Life 3? If they did come out with a Half-Life 3,
I'm not going to go ahead and...
What would you want to see happen in Half-Life 3?
I'd like to see it like maintain like the classical aspect of Half-Life. You know, not being able to aim down your sights, just kind of using your skill. And parkour, obviously, that was a big thing in Half-Life. They did a lot of there's a lot of parkour you had to do, you know. And I do like the little secrets they put into the game that you can find. Definitely, they have to put that back in, if they were ever going to. I don't want it to end up like losing its identity like Call of Duty has, you know. Like we've said this, it's lost its identity. I don't want Half-Life to lose its identity. Like, if I were to see another one, and it would have been completely different, I wouldn't even tried it out, honestly. Because knowing, from my perspective, games that, you know, lose their identity aren't ideal anymore, really. And it's just kind of sad because they were this great thing. Now they're trying to be this great thing, but it's not great to those people who always, you know, stuck with it and knew it, you know, way before the newer people who are going into it have. Yeah. So, like, I feel like when they change the games and they make them more, you know, they get rid of the classical ideas and they do that. Mm-hmm. It attracts newer gamers, yeah, but those newer gamers don't know anything. It's like Star Wars. Yeah, they came out with the new ones, right? Yeah. They consider themselves Star Wars fans now. You can't be a Star Wars fan when you've only watched 2 of the new movies and none of the old ones and haven't played any of the games. You just can't.
Well, I think it's the new generation of Star Wars fans. I think based on what they're trying to do is they're trying to attract more people to Star Wars. I don't think it's mainly of who's better a fan base than, you know.
It's not. No, it's just they're trying to attract different people, and I get that.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I feel that with the Star Wars fans, you know, even though they watched the first 2 new ones that came out, even if, you know, they didn't watch the last ones that were way back before their time, that's okay. I see that as okay. I see that as if you like the franchise itself for it being the way it is, that's fine. That is perfectly okay. You can still be within the Star Wars. I mean, there's no guidelines. There's no fan club, you know, rules. There's nothing out there.
Well, again, I think it's just, in my opinion, I just think it's kind of stupid.
Well, and that's great, but, you know, I just, I honestly see it the way.
Okay.
Because,
well, you know,
well, let's see.
That's your opinion.
Let's say if you were entitled to.
Like, I'm not saying there's any rules to like a fan base. It's just more of the original fans just get annoyed by the newer fans. More like that's what it's more like for me.
Well, I think it's just because of the new ideas that Star Wars comes up with.
It's you know. I mean, I like the last 2 movies they put out. I really like them, but.
Well, in all honesty, I just see that, you know, whether they've been a Star Wars fan for years,
yeah,
or whether they just started,
yeah,
it should still mean the same because they're still liking the same company.
Right.
They're still liking the same movie, whether it's original or not. They're same characters, just different people.
All right.
And with the games that they come out with, Battlefront 2 that's coming out.
Oh, those are good.
You know, they're attracted to that type of game. I bought Star Wars Battlefront, and I think it was pretty cool. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I probably would have waited until it came down to maybe $30, and then I would have bought it, but I actually pre-ordered it.
And this, not to cut you off or anything, if you want to finish, you pre-ordered it, yeah. Well, I'm going to professionally disagree with you on your opinion about that. But we're not here to argue.
No.
Which rolls us into what we want to talk about next here, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, alright, let's go ahead and move on here. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, we're 9 minutes in.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and
good
talk
amount of time.
about...
Okay, let's go ahead and roll into games that have been really hyped up and ended up not really being what they should be.
Yeah.
And what are our 2 games we have here?
Well, one of them is Destiny.
Yes.
And we covered Destiny a little bit.
Did we?
It wasn't.
We talked about it a little bit.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
It was just a little bit. It was because we were also covering Halo.
Yeah.
And, you know, so with Destiny, there was that.
And then we also have
No Man's Sky.
Oh, yes.
Now,
this is a big failure. Yes.
No Man's Sky is a type of game that, in my opinion, I haven't really seen much of.
You have not? Okay.
But So I don't really want to say too much about it because I mean then again, you know, there are those types of people that might say, well, if you play it, you might like it.
Yeah.
And that's true.
It's
if you
true.
do play a game, you might like it.
Now, you know, and what we're trying to say here, we're not trying to like say that like that these games are horrible. Like you said, if you play it and you like it, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, personally, I think I want to kind of try No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
It is, you know, it didn't live up to what it was supposed to be, but it did live up to an extent that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, what do you want to cover first? You want to go ahead?
Let's go ahead and go to Destiny.
All right. So we'll cover Destiny.
The World of Warcraft mix up with Halo.
Yeah, it's basically.
So I don't like that. Like I never liked the format of World of Warcraft. How it is.
Yeah.
Like. No.
Yeah. And
lots of online players running around in a simple plaza and then going to do like fetch and go missions and.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to piss you guys off. I've actually never really played Destiny. Have you?
Yes.
Yes, you've played. Okay, so I want you to roll this out because you know more.
Well, with Destiny, it was a very different compared to playing Call of Duty.
Yes.
Which I have played in multiple, you know, games of Call of Duty. It was different compared to Halo, which I did play the original Halo.
But very similar because it was made by Bungie.
Those two were like as if those two combined. Like
Halo, Call of Duty, and World of Warcraft.
We're literally combined all at one. That's what,
literally.
It looks like that they were really trying to aim higher than both of those were at.
But
and it just seemed
the markets on Call of Duty just
Bungie and Activision.
Yes.
It seemed like what they were trying to do was build a game that they could literally retire on.
Yeah.
That's
what Activision was involved with?
Yes.
Oh, it was. Okay. I didn't know that.
It was Activision and Bungie. And they tried to... It honestly did seem like they tried to create this one huge hit game to where they would knock it out of the park.
And that would become the most popular thing ever.
And with... Now, as most people know, hyping a game, promoting a game, getting it published and getting it out there, you know, well known to where people start to like it, is very different compared to when they actually play it.
Yes.
Because when you actually play the game and you think, oh, well, this didn't really live up to my standards, I don't like it.
It's not ideal.
Then, you know, because it's basically a mind of trickery. What they want you to do is they want you to see it as this. But if it doesn't end up being like that, then they go ahead and say, you know, I just want to go and put this out there. It wasn't very good, and you start to get bad reviews. Now, the original Destiny, the very first one that I played a demo of it. Yes, it was a demo, but, you know, who knows?
Demo can release a lot of things,
again,
from what we know.
It was the first, you know, pre-beta type.
Pre-beta.
You know, version that came out.
Well, again, dude, you don't have to worry. Like, demos release a lot about a game.
That was right there. It showed that they did take time on it, but it was the type of
World of Warcraft time.
The direction they were trying to head. Like, it seemed to me that, I mean, I'm not a big fan on, you know, huge, high-tech, you know, type weapons with where you can unlock this attachment. It's like a fire missile where you could just, you know, point it at...
we're not trying to say we don't like attachments, because you like attachments, right?
Yes,
on weapons,
yes.
But like that's kind of ridiculous.
I like attachments.
The farthest I'll go is a grenade launcher in Call of Duty.
I like attachments on weapons.
Yeah, on weapons.
I like weapons.
Yeah.
But I don't like it as if it's like
and you can
an
upgrade
imaginary
your bullets
weapon.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, because I do like Halo weapons.
Well, and that but
they are imaginary.
Halo's weapons were different. Halo's weapons they were originally like that. That's what Halo intended to be.
I know what you mean. Yes.
Call of Duty had their weapons of, you know, assault rifles, pistols, you know, the realistic
which
type.
They based off,
Yeah, that's what they intended to be. Destiny is now going with a mixture of all three, and it just seems like now Call of Duty is trying to do that. And it's like, I don't get that.
They're basically like overstuffing the game with this so much of it.
Yeah.
It becomes uninteresting.
They're basically Mickey Mousing it to where it's like now they're trying to make it not as bloodier, but more friendly.
More just friendly.
Your family can play, and it's like,
your family can play this for hours because there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I would let my family play the original ones because those ones were a lot better than having them grow up and play these.
I would let my kids play Black Ops 3 because it's so unrealistic.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, with me.
Not that I have kids.
If that we know of.
That'd be weird.
With me, as far as, having my kids play games, yes, there would be a limit.
Not that you have kids either.
I don't have kids, no. But
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and make it known. But, what I would do is I would make sure that there was a limit.
A limit, yeah.
An age range.
Yeah.
What they could go up to. And with my kids, they would go from playing, PG games to teen games. But that's about it. That's their minimum age for what they would get.
Exactly.
Then the older they got, it would go up to mature. But, again, it wouldn't be straight exactly to, hey kids, here's Call of Duty and Resident Evil at the same time. Go have fun. No, it would,
that reminds me of, back when I was like 11, I walked over to GameStop one time and had enough money to buy Dragon's Dogma. You know that game, right?
Mm-hmm,
yes. Mm-hmm. And I really loved it because I had this demo and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, It's just like Dark Souls and Skyrim combined in a way, a little easier than Dark Souls. And the dude denied me to buy it because I wasn't old enough. And I'm like, that's so dumb. And I thought, like, this is so stupid. But now that I'm, like, growing up, I realize, maybe it's not, maybe you should, like you were saying, limit, not go ahead and say, I'll go play Resident Evil. Oh, yeah, and then also go, play the bloodiest, play Battlefield 1, Yeah. No, I agree with you on that.
Well, and the thing is with that is because a lot of parents out there believe that the games are what is controlling these kids to do things that they shouldn't be doing. And honestly, I do see them replicating stuff.
Now, wasn't a few school shootings based off of video games?
There have been.
Like, was Columbine?
Again, they're just talks. They're more of like...
It's just like, we're just going to throw this out to try to accuse the video game industry.
And the thing is, like...
I think it's more just to try to stop them from playing.
It's just mainly trying to control...
Yeah, it's trying to control that industry.
The type of game that is developed. That is made. They're basically trying to say, this game and this game are allowed, but these types of games, they're too gory, they're too bloody. It's not allowed. Luckily for us, we can play those types of games, or we can read about them, or we can hear about them, or we can watch them, on YouTube, the gameplays. That's cool. That's what's great about YouTube, is that
you can go watch gaming.
Yeah, you can watch the gameplays of games that you might be.
Which is what we want to get into here.
On buying, yeah.
We want to actually pay for a legit screen recorder, and we want computers, right? We want to do console and computer gaming.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to record it.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to upload it to this channel.
Oh yeah. And that would be.
Pretty soon here, DK Productions is going to change into something else. It will not be called DK Productions.
It might merge.
It might be on a different. I think, you know what I think we should do?
What?
Honestly, instead of basing it off my email, start our own new email, and then do it like that.
Yeah.
But this is a talk for us to talk about.
Yeah.
None of you guys.
Well, apparently, you just informed them, so it's like, okay. Anyways.
Well, it's a teaser. We'll say it's a teaser.
A teaser, yes.
Teaser. Yes, okay.
A teaser with no picture.
Not that there needs to be a picture, but okay.
So, anyways.
Anyway.
Now to No Man's Sky.
Oh, yes, we're on 20 minutes. 19 minutes. No Man's Sky.
You might, because I didn't really see much of it.
I've seen no, I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen lots of it. But in No Man's Sky, it's like, basically, like, all these galaxies, like, they spawn automatically. And I'm gonna go ahead and, like, organize this. So first I'm gonna start with what it was hyped up to be. So a few facts I know is developers were talking about it, and it was supposed to be like, there's supposed to be no skybox, if you know what a skybox is. It's like the limit of the video games, like a map design. Yeah. No skybox. Turns out, if you go up and you just go up and go up, there's a skybox because it doesn't generate anything new. It's just generic, and you can't. Like for instance, like there's a sun out there. They were gonna say you can reach that sun, like that planet out there that you can see in the distance. It's not just a skybox. It's not just a picture sitting there. Ends up, being that some of the planets or something. I don't want to lie because you guys are gonna yell at me, but like some of the things were like you can't reach them.
They're gonna yell at you?
Well, I don't want to be called an idiot for wrong.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
were they
gonna call you and leave you a voicemail, a nasty one?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give my phone number though. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Another thing is like they were supposed to say there's supposed to be like, now the worlds are infinite, but there's also supposed to be like, the generation of them was supposed to be what are you doing there?
Keep going.
Okay, all right. He's just fumbling around with the phone case there, my iPhone case, and he's comparing it to his phone size. It's significantly smaller, but okay. I'm gonna go. He's telling me to roll on. We have no video here, so I'm just gonna roll on. All right. So another thing, I need to refresh my memory on this, but they were also saying that, like the worlds that you could explore, which are infinite, but the infinite worlds were supposed to be more fulfilling when instead it's more of just doing repetitive gaming. Like for instance, Minecraft. Go out there, gather your resources, build your house. But that doesn't seem to get boring. No Man's Sky apparently does because it's just like it's repeat, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, and additionally, I think it was that. Was it a I can't remember if they put multiplayer in it. Pretty sure
they might have.
But those are a few things I know about it. I don't know too much. But good things about the game, I mean, that have hyped up a little, I guess I could bring into this for time's sake. So they did do like infinite galaxies, like you could go out there, explore infinite galaxies. But then again, there comes in that factor of just the repetitive gathering resources and doing that, and it's basically just like a galaxy version of Minecraft.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you know about No Man's Sky? The stuff that you do know. You can go ahead.
I did really hear
that it was.
I did hear about it when it was coming out.
It was a culture shock.
It looked, it caught my eye a couple times when I saw the trailers. It caught my eye a little bit, but then it wasn't really enough to actually divert my attention to it.
Well, yeah.
Because I was also at that time focusing on the newer game, on the games that were also coming out. I was also focusing on...
And again, you don't have a PC, so...
Yeah, I was also focusing on, like, Resident Evil. I was focusing on, games that were coming out after Resident Evil. And I had games that I didn't even finish yet, so I was focusing on that.
You have lots of games you still didn't finish, Chris.
I have about maybe 5.
I'm going to start getting on your ass about that.
I honestly have about 5. I'm not going to lie. I got...
Oh, my gosh.
You
need to finish the horrible Far Cry 4.
I just finished...
Did you finish 4 yet? Far Cry 4?
I honestly don't think I'm going to ever finish Far Cry 4.
Bad?
I just can't play it. I can't play it as much anymore.
Golly.
It just seems like it's so slow to keep getting to the mission. And like you have to literally... You can't time travel. You can't fast travel. You have to drive there in this little
fast travel to like safe houses.
To safe houses. But if you're in a mission that's going all the way down into the mountains area...
Yeah, that area.
You gotta drive a slow-ass Jeep. And the ATV is faster than the Jeep.
I hate the helicopter. I know that was newly introduced, but I hate it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dumb because you can just so easily get shot down.
Yeah.
But going back on No Man's Sky, we're not here to derail. I want to mention one other thing. The artwork is what was really cool though. It was based, like if a little kid were to draw like cosmic artwork, like spacey artwork, like this is what you would see.
Yeah.
It's that put into like it's a little kid's drawing of for example, like a three-eyed sheep or whatever, put into like a real good-looking perspective though.
Yeah.
But again, that all gets just ruined by like the mishypes it has.
That's true.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So I figure we'll go ahead and jump on to another topic.
Alrighty. Well, we don't want to make this one too long, guys, because we got things to do. It's 24 minutes, though. 24 minutes. But
so
what else?
I figured.
So we're winging it, kind of, even though we said we wouldn't.
A new topic, and I kind of wanted to, pick your brain with this.
All right.
So
shoot.
There are a few, games that are coming out. One of them's being Marvel vs. Capcom, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So far, I've seen.
Hasn't something like that come out yet, though?
Well, there was one that did come out, but it was with DC.
DC versus Marvel.
DC and
yes, it was Injustice.
Yes, Injustice 2 came out. I
bought 2. You've told me about it.
Yes.
I've seen it on the App Store, and I'm all like, I don't like any of those fighting games in the App Store, because all you do is just click, 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 click.
Well, yeah.
There's no skill to it.
Not with the apps, but with the game.
The actual game itself, yeah.
Yeah, on the console, I got it for PS4.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty fun.
Was it free? Because
on the PS4?
Injustice was free.
No. Injustice 2 was not free.
Oh, okay. I was thinking they'd be nice and go ahead and say Injustice 2 is also free.
No. Okay. I bought the game because I actually pre-ordered it.
You pre-ordered it?
So I got a special character with it.
Oh my god. That's like, I'm a pre-order Halo Reach to get the Recon helmet.
Well, no, I got a special character for it. And that's, it came with it came with like a small little mini.
Oh, cool. Yeah, like little collectible.
Yeah, it was a small little mini what should we call it?
Solomon Grundy?
No, it was
a random guess. Batman, Superman, Red
like
Sun,
a catalog
Superman?
type comic book. Like, that's what it was. It was a small little comic.
Oh, I thought you said it came with this figurine.
No. It came with like a small little comic.
About a little bit about lore? Injustice. Is it like a little bit canon?
It was it was about Supergirl.
Oh gosh.
Which was not that bad. It really wasn't, because
I actually don't like that TV show though.
Well, the way they introduced her into the game, was actually pretty interesting. Because what ended up happening in the first few minutes was it showed her.
Yeah.
And she was on Krypton. She was on where she lived. And the thing what happened was Brainiac.
Oh my gosh, Brainiac.
Yeah, the master
I remember
of
watching,
evil.
Yeah.
He was developing, he had this ship that was controlled by his mind. He was in the ship
I remember
itself.
Brainiac, yeah.
So what he was doing was he was literally making these cities disappear.
Yeah.
By, using his ship. He was taking all of that information from the city and, taking it, like, dissolving it within the ship. She ran into the interstellar of where her mom was, I believe. And what ended up happening was the mom and Supergirl, they end up getting trapped in this little solar area. Like, when you see that big telescope?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's where they were.
Wait, big telescope?
Yes, the solar area when you can see the stars, stuff like that. Like, you can see all the planets.
Oh, you mean the galaxy?
Like yes, but you're in that big dome thing.
Oh, planetarium.
Yes.
Like one of them.
Yes.
I actually forgot. Yeah, I think it's a planetarium.
But they're in one. Doesn't matter what it is.
Whatever.
Yeah. So they're in one of them, and there's a ship. She built a ship, in case this were to happen. She only had 2, one for her cousin and one for her, and the mom says, you guys go ahead and go, I'll stay here and try to fight them off. So that's what the mom did. The girl gets in, the girl she takes off the ship, and also the cousin. Now the cousin at that time was a baby. At that time. In the actual galaxy itself, they were both traveling at the same time. When the planet actually blew up, it sent shards of the planet to the 2 ships that were, they weren't even ships, they were just like little aircrafts.
Yeah.
And so it sent debris to them. It shook them both, sent one diverting one side and the other diverting to another area. And what ended up happening was hers ended up putting her into a hypersleep to where she mainly stayed, asleep until she was found for a very long time, so she looked like she was very young. The other one crash landed, and that one ended up growing up to be Superman.
So her cousin is
Clark Kent? So her cousin is Clark Kent.
But they never showed another pod though in the movies in the lore.
Well, and the thing is, that's how they added on to it. That's how they brought her.
Doesn't that off-throw fans though?
Not really, because it connected everything.
Okay.
Because in where he was from, his name was Kal-El.
Yeah, that's his real name, Kal-El. Yeah, Superman. I was just about to ask you what his real name was.
Yeah, so they connected that to where, now she's cousins with him. Oh, and then he ended up growing up to be older than her. Yeah. Because she was in a hypersleep. She didn't grow up.
Yeah, she didn't grow up. She stayed in cryo.
Yeah. And
was she frozen?
She was.
Yeah, so cryo.
Until she was found.
Yeah. And then uncovered.
And, so it ended up going through, she was found by Black Adam. And Black Adam,
Wait, Black Adam, I don't remember this guy.
He's a character that has, like, lightning-ish type powers. He's, like, very supercharged.
Oh, I think I've heard of him. Yeah, he's
also...
I don't mean to be racist here. He's the black version of Nightwing, I believe.
No, he's white.
He's white?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I don't know who Black Adam is.
And, so what ended up happening was...
Again, not trying to be racist.
So what ended up happening was that, he was there.
Yeah.
He was also there with Wonder Woman.
All right.
And they were, they were showing Supergirl exactly, her powers. Wonder Woman was helping her out with that. And so Supergirl goes up into, the galaxy area and is literally just floating up there. And then she comes back down and she sees Black Adam, right there waiting for her. And she sees Wonder Woman come up. And Wonder Woman tells her, I don't want you going out there because I know, it's not too safe, it's dangerous. Back then, Batman was controlling basically like where the superheroes were. He called it Brother's Eye. And he called it Brother's Eye because it was basically this, he was connecting to the satellites, being able to see where, what crime was going on, where, so he could, by then, the Justice League was deformed. They broke up. So, because Injustice, that's when they formed. That's when they became together. But then the second one came out and they broke up. They were done because after Superman, after what happened to him, they decided to disband and they all went, their own ways. Now, what happened after that was, once they went into their own worlds, they also, here's a fun fact.
Facts with Chris 101.
Yeah, they tied Batman and Robin.
They tied them?
Yeah. What they did was they had Robin as his son.
Okay.
Batman's son.
Yeah.
And Batman was trying to, protect Robin and trying to show him the ways.
Robin.
And Robin was more of saying, no, you know what, you're just doing this for you, you're not doing this for me. You've never been there.
Yeah.
So when it came time to get to the story of the main points of Brainiac comes in as trying to look for these two kryptonites. That are still alive. He only thinks that there's one, which is Superman, and he knows that Superman's still alive. So he's trying to go after Superman. He doesn't know that Supergirl is still alive. Then, later in the story, it comes down to where Superman is telling Batman, you cannot beat Brainiac, you need my help. Batman is telling Superman that, no, I can do it with the Justice League and everyone else that I can find.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman comes in and says, no, you can't, you need his help. And then Black Adam jumps in and says, no, she's right, you do need his help. So it was like a divided area. There were some that didn't like Batman because for what he did.
Yeah.
There were some that, was okay with Batman for what he did. Robin was on the fence. He was more wanting Superman to help Batman and figured that Batman was just his dad was just trying to control everybody. So
Lots of drama.
Yeah, and the thing is that Batman or Robin went from Robin to Nightwing.
Yeah, Nightwing. Yeah. Nightwing.
So when he showed up to intervene between the chaos that was about to happen, he showed up as Nightwing.
Yeah.
And then he immediately said, "I'm on Superman's side." So after that,
betrayal.
Yeah, it was a pretty big betrayal right there because, for him
gives me one more reason to dislike Robin.
And the thing
besides
is
him wearing tights,
that like there was also some new characters that they decided to bring in that they haven't
well, that they've had in their lore, but not in the games.
Well, yeah, they had in their possession, but they didn't really use.
Well, do they have Solomon Grundy in that still?
Grundy is not in there. But there is.
That was my favorite character.
Yeah, Grundy is not in there,
Grundy's
but they do have Swamp Thing.
I think is that the.
He came from the green swamps.
Swamp ass thing.
Yeah, so he's in there. Darkseid's in there.
Darkseid.
Yeah. He's like a bigger looking type character. He's like
a bigger version of Batman?
No, he's just like this bigger monster looking character.
Okay. So he's a monster character.
They also they brought the Flash. No, the thing is, with the Flash, like, they showed these people exactly who they were before they became these, like, the Flash basically had to swear that he wasn't going to use his powers again.
Yeah,
That was, that was the deal between him.
Swore.
Yeah, he basically said, I can't use my powers, and I'm not going to put back on that suit. That was just for him to get off punishment. So, he took it, because in the first one, he jumped with Superman, and, Superman ended up going down.
Yeah.
And then the Flash was also punished. So, what they ended up doing was, they showed the Flash while he was in person, and when they showed him in person, he was just a regular guy, like a regular human being. Then
was his name like Barry?
Yeah, it was like Barry something.
Freaking Barry!
And,
all these berries.
So what they did was, one of his friends came in and said, "Yeah, have you seen what's going on with Earth?" And he said, "Yeah, but I'm not allowed to do anything." That was my deal.
That was the agreement, yeah.
And she says, "Well, I think you should because." Batman might need help. And he says, well, that was my agreement with Batman, that I cannot touch my suit. I can't go.
Batman's in charge.
And so, at that time, she's like, but I think he might need your help. This is huge. So he puts on the suit, and he starts, heading towards that way. At that time, Brainiac was over Superman City.
Yeah.
So he was over that Metropolis.
Yeah, Metropolis.
Batman was trying to come up with a plan by, basically taking down not Superman, but taking down Brainiac. So they're still having the argument of, we need his help, stuff like that. And then they also showed Canary.
Black Canary.
Yeah, Black Canary and Green Arrow. And the two of them having a conversation back and forth, was actually pretty funny because it was just of them like conversating between each other or conversating with like the other ones that they meet up with, like the villains. It was actually pretty funny.
So they're the villains?
No, they end up being on Batman's side and helping Batman, which was cool. And
I still have Superman's bad.
Then. Well, because Superman...
Is it Red Sun Superman? Like
Superman...
Is it the red-eyed one?
Was, yes. That was the thing. Because he was...
corrupt.
The original Superman died.
Yeah.
And this one came to life.
Remember they had that wicked version of Superman? He was called, like... I saw it in the comic book that I have, like, of some of the characters. Yeah. It was like it was a version of Superman. He looked all goofy and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a clone of Superman, but it wasn't Red Sun Superman.
Yeah. Well, and this one was because, in the storyline, what they did was, Lois had died, and that's how he lost.
Lois.
That's how he became so, crazy-like, is because...
Cuckoo, yeah.
Lois died, and...
So, new Superman.
Well, he was thinking that... the reason why Superman and Batman have such a huge issue is because Superman, at that time, was in trouble. Like, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And when, and once Batman knew that Lois, had died,
yeah,
Superman blames Batman for not doing anything about it.
Because Batman's like the savior of the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman doesn't like Superman because
Superman
killed the Joker. Superman,
Superman wanted to kill the Joker?
Yeah, in the storyline, Superman killed the Joker because he was committing too many crimes.
Well, Batman had so many damn chances to kill the Joker.
Yeah, and the thing is that...
Always got out-tricked.
That Batman said that he didn't want to kill these killers because he feels that it's not morally correct. It's not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to bring justice but not kill.
Yeah.
Superman, on the other hand, wanted to get rid of crime, and he says that no wonder Gotham City's so messed up because you're letting all these goons run around committing crime and you're just putting them away when they can get back out. He says, I did Gotham City a favor by killing the Joker. And Batman says, but that wasn't your fight. And he says...
Exactly.
And Superman says, doesn't matter because I'm trying to change the world. So Superman was basically saying, it doesn't, your opinion doesn't matter to me. This is what I want to do.
Douche.
And so, Batman at that time was basically...
liked.
He held, Superman in contempt.
Yeah.
He was basically, he said, okay, you can get released from jail, but we're going to have you in this red plasma area to where it literally it kills your power. You get no power because it drains your power.
It just destroys
You're just a regular human. It doesn't
kill
kill
you.
you.
They use kryptonite in this.
Yes, it doesn't kill you, but it, weakens you.
It weakens you.
So, that's, they put him in that thing, and Batman, was basically having his way with how that went. Then, towards, Green Arrow and Black were going in to help him.
Yeah.
There was also they brought in some new people.
Well, that's
such as Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah. And then there was also this other one.
I feel like they based that off of another type of beetle.
Well, and the thing was, it was kind of weird, how his suit was made, because it looked like a little bit of cyborg-ish type.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought Cyborg back, which was pretty cool.
Cool.
They also had Deadshot.
I know Deadshot. Yeah, he's the best.
They had Deadshot in there.
Yeah, you can be the best marksman in the world with your pistol thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he had it on the side of his head as an attachment, which was weird.
That's kind of stupid.
Harley Quinn.
Oh, Harley Quinn. Annoying. Which Suicide Squad ruined.
Harley Quinn, she was on Batman's side.
Oh, okay,
which
cool.
was weird because they...
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
In a way, if you think about it.
Catwoman. Of course, they brought Catwoman in there.
Yeah.
And they also had... what is her name? The nature lady,
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. They had her.
She was on Superman's side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a bad guy.
They also, they had so many characters in there, which was pretty cool. That they brought them all in there and.
All right. Well, that's neat.
And had some, cool attachments for them.
Nice. That's quite the story.
But there's the Capcom vs. Marvel that's coming out.
Yeah.
Seems like it's pretty cool.
I actually like that little Supergirl story that you just told me.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting how they put it together.
You want to wrap it up here, or?
Well, there was one quick thing I wanted to cover.
Go ahead.
Now, there was the thing between... Some people would want to see Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Okay.
I've wanted to see that.
I know that...
For so many years.
Here's another game that was hyped up. We can add this real quick.
What?
Street Fighter. They did say one of the newest Street Fighter was hyped up to be something, but it didn't end up being good. Didn't they say something about that? It's played in MLG though, so I mean.
I look at Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter, and I think these games, they're more advanced than they used to be, which is cool because Street Fighter back then for me was like Mortal Kombat is now. It was interesting for me to play at an arcade area. Like, you could do that, and it was so interesting for them to finally come out with a new version of it.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing, unoriginal that they didn't add. It was all original, just newer graphics. And that was pretty entertaining.
That's nice how they brought that classical element back into it.
And they got the,
Which
now
is
they have the new levels.
Yeah, the new levels.
In the first one, they had the original levels and the original characters.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Now they have newer characters and newer levels. And I'm like, well, that's neat. As long as you're building off of what you had,
yeah,
that's cool.
You're basing it off the classical, but adding more, integrating more stuff in it.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah.
Those two
cool.
I want to see. DC and Marvel I want to see.
Yeah.
I hope they get, make something happen. I hope I hope Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat make something happen, because that would be actually entertaining to see.
Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat.
Honestly, that would be,
that I'd like that.
That would be cool to see. That'd
be really cool to see.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Now that I think about it.
Just because,
Kung Lao versus, I don't know, General Bison, whatever his name.
Well,
General Bison.
Bison, yeah. And so just seeing those two companies be able to merge each other and become not merge in general, but merge their games, just for one, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then Capcom, obviously is pretty good, but it's no DC. DC
Capcom's
has theirs.
Yeah. But DC's
Capcom's cool.
Capcom's cool, but not as cool as DC.
Then you have DC and DC Marvel. That'd be cool.
Marvel.
DC Marvel would be cool. That would be entertaining. I would love to see that. So,
all right.
With a couple questions for you.
Okay. All right.
I might as well go ahead and ask.
Go ahead.
First question is...
Shoot.
Now, this is just going straight to the music area, because
we were going to do a full music topic today.
We were.
I
figure we'll just spend a little time talking about music.
All right. Shoot me up.
I figure
we'll
why
spend
not?
a few minutes.
So,
all right.
Your type of genre music. Out of your type of genre music that you listen to.
Yeah.
What is one band that you can point out and think, I could spend hours listening to them?
You know this answer already. It's Blur, the British rock band that was popular back in the 90s and before that a little bit. No, 90s more.
Yeah.
And they're actually, I think they're making new music now. I can't remember. They did form together back as a band recently. But yes, definitely. I used to always spend hours listening to Blur. I'm not saying I'm betraying the title though, but I am moving on to some different music for a little here. Just to see what else I can get out.
Such as what?
Such as, rock, more American rock, even though I wasn't really a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
More on that. I never listened to scratched out death metal.
Yeah.
We both know we both won't.
Yeah.
But more of just that. And I've been, if you guys know Primus, Butthole Surfers.
Yeah.
Two bands that were popular with my dad. But those guys are okay. A few good songs. Not as good as Blur, though. I'd always pick Blur over them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Gorillaz, which I don't really listen to anymore because their new music is sounding like today's rap, which is generic beat and fast rap. It's very genero.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Now,
question.
Out of the songs that I have,
yes.
said, hey, go ahead and listen to this.
Yes.
What was one that pointed out to you the most? That one was, there has to be at least one that got to you the most and thought, that is one band that one song right there made me instantly think, I really want to listen to them and what the rest they have.
You know what you did to me?
What?
You got me into a lot of indie because that one band is Lumineers. Mm-hmm. Definitely Lumineers. You definitely got me into them real good. And just by listening to Stubborn Love or whatever. I was like, this is so good. This is real music.
Yeah.
I like this, And then I ended up finding other indie bands like The Head and the Heart, but the Lumineers, definitely.
Yeah.
That's one thing you've gotten me into, and definitely Gorillaz too.
Yeah.
Gorillaz, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. See,
Gorillaz hell.
My playlist, like, it could go on for hours. Like, I mean, I've built my music playlist to almost 2,000.
You built it up. I know.
Songs.
I've seen some of it. I've only seen a little bit of it though.
And the thing is like I now use Pandora when I need to.
Yeah.
So like I have my stations built up to where, you know, this is what I like.
It's to what you like.
And it literally plays exactly what I've been listening to all along.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mainly my category of genre is rock. I mainly stick with rock.
Rock, right?
But
rock,
I wouldn't mind going out of that, you know,
alternative stuff,
and start listening to something else. Like,
well, yeah, like I was saying, start listening. Yeah, I lost track of what I was gonna say now.
So here's another question for you.
Yeah.
What is one type of genre that you wouldn't listen to?
Oh, all right. Beside from the death metal, I mean, I don't mind Bob Marley, but I don't mind reggae. It's not something I would listen to though. But definitely one I'd pick for that would be like really like nightcore. You know what nightcore is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like crap like that.
Yeah.
Like music about cutting yourself and just no, just negative music. No, I mean I do listen to some negative songs, but they're like songs about, you know, like kind of rebellious songs, like, you know, like shit like you know, but not like not like that. I don't like nightcore music. I don't know what genre that particularly is. It's like a depressing death metal. I do not like that, and like, you know, it's all like submissive crap, and I do not like that.
Well, see, for me, I think it would be the today's rap type stuff.
That too.
I'm not really into that anymore.
It's like, so dumb.
I don't know if I
like I've listened to a bit of like older rap, like, you know, like Too Short and crap like that. Yeah. I don't mind that, but again, I'm not like, you know.
See, like for me, I'm a huge fan of, you know, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. I'm a huge fan of NWA.
They're idols. They're good.
I'm a huge fan of all the old school rap legends.
Yeah, old school rap is good. Yeah,
I could listen to them.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it's just these newer ones that are coming out.
It's like so, like you make the generic beat, it'll be like, and then there's just like, it sounds all the same.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I could listen to Kendrick Lamar. He's pretty good. He's from Cali. He's really good. You know, he's been associated with some rap legends, so he's got that, you know, within himself. Wiz Khalifa, okay, yeah, I could fair him.
Yeah.
You know, but there's just some of these other ones that I can't stand. Like,
well, like all the rap artists Gorillaz had, those were all good ones.
Yeah.
They had Ice Cube's brother, I believe, that was like the ghost guy of Russ, the drummer. I liked his. I like some of the lyrics. Like they made sense. Like, like I liked them.
And there's some that I just can't stand listening to.
I know. It's like, what is it called? Oh, look, a lizard. Yeah, we're outside again because we do this podcast outside. Because hey, we're doing this our own way.
Chance the Rapper I could listen to. He's all
right.
right.
Yeah, his lyrics are kind of like soul kind
he's
of based.
All right. Yeah. Just, you know, people like Tyga. I can't stand Tyga.
I don't even know.
He's just, in his music, I mean, it's.
Oh, Kevin James was his name? Kevin James, I think? Yeah. Kevin something, he's a rap artist.
I have no idea. I know Kevin James is the guy from
Kevin
King of Queens.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I didn't know if he was a rapper, though.
No, I'm talking about another guy. I don't remember. He's a stupid rapper. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here.
Yeah. So I figured that we talked about music because a few days ago we did end up having to, you know, unfortunately lose a rock legend. And that was in the time of, because for me, I did grow up listening to him.
Yes, and for him this was pretty heart shattering.
It was because, you know, he was.
I mean, I've heard Black Hole Sun. I've heard some of the songs.
Yeah, and the thing is with him was there was no other voice like his.
Yep.
The way he sang the songs was because that was how he was. back then, there wasn't really much talk about like Soundgarden at all.
Mm-hmm.
When Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains were around, there wasn't really much talk about Soundgarden. But then Soundgarden came out with their song Black Hole Sun, and that skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And then his voice, the way he sang it, became known well around. Like, he had that type of tone to where he could literally sing, every song that same way and make it different and just make it sound, amazing. That's, when I listened to Black Hole Sun, I was extremely intrigued. Like, I was extremely...
It's that lizard.
I liked it. I was like sitting there listening to it, and I was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I've never listened to rock before that. I was more of it into rock and pop and stuff like that. Like, I was more into that stuff than I was of rock. I didn't really mind rock. I didn't really think rock was okay.
Yeah, like, I'm not a big fan of American rock, but hey, I'm falling victim to it. Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah. And then I listened to that one song, and I asked my brother, who's this band?
Who is this band, yeah.
And he says, he says, oh, this is Soundgarden. And I said, okay, well, I have to look them up. So I looked them up, and I started listening to them on the computer, and I was like, wow, this is really good, because just of the way that the whole band is playing together. They're all connecting exactly the way they should be.
Yeah.
And then, so I followed with that band, and then I started connecting to all these other bands and started following them. And literally, my music playlist went from rap and pop to rock.
And so he was your idol.
He literally inspired me to not only want to try and make music, but I literally did want to become a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to interrupt, but I always want to know this. I never knew this about you. Huh. Do you know how to play any instruments?
I do know how to play a little bit of electric guitar.
Yeah, I know.
And the only reason why I actually really was trying to get used to it was because I noticed that when I was listening to Chris Cornell, I honestly sat there and think, he has such an amazing voice. If I had 10% of that talent, I would be pretty damn lucky. Just,
Yeah.
And so that's what built me to go ahead and try and play an instrument, was because, I sat there thinking, hey, if these guys can do it, I think I could do it. Like, that's what it's bringing me. It's bringing me inspiration. It's bringing me, confidence to at least try it. And it didn't really end up well because, we were getting so close, and me and my friend were trying to, learn how to play. He was trying to learn how to play acoustic. I was trying to play electric. And then his friend was already knowing how to play, the bass. All we needed was basically
you're in the same position drummer. Me and my future band are in.
Yeah, all we needed was basically a drummer.
A drummer, yeah.
Which one of his friends was already trying, to learn. So all those dots were actually connecting. We were all good. It was just the timing, for us, seemed a little off.
Yeah.
But to end things off, I just would like to say that. He, no matter the way he took, shouldn't really reflect.
Shouldn't reflect who he really is. Yeah.
It shouldn't really reflect on his family based on, why they were trying to hide stuff, or if they were. It should mainly stick with, hey, he went out exactly the way he was thinking he was going to go out, by playing music, and that's what he loved, and that's what I liked about him, was because he didn't play for the money. He played for the music. He played to entertain his fans. And I honestly, I really did want to go see him play in concert, but the thing, because it was just that inspiring enough to where I saw Linkin Park play, and I was literally hoping at that concert, he was around. While we were in San Jose, he was in San Diego. So I was thinking, since these two know each other, these two bands know each other, him and Linkin Park,
that they'd show up.
That he would, do like a random, surprise type thing.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that was going to happen, but it ended up being the singer for Korn. that showed up. And that's not bad. I mean, it's better than nothing. So.
Alright, well.
But, I just gotta say that his legacy will forever.
Spread that word, man. Spread that word.
It'll be forever. It'll honestly, forever, I mean, like, literally, I went to iTunes a couple days ago to download some, more music that I had, and I wanted to, to listen to. And, literally, the two bands that he was in, Soundgarden, Audioslave, they were on the top of the charts. It was Soundgarden, Audioslave, Chris Cornell. All three within the top of the charts of, the latest trend.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool because, like...
People are
actually listening to...
Culture shock, yeah.
Yeah, which is exactly like... That's a huge impact. Because for where he came out of, Seattle, being a grunge rock band...
Yeah.
You don't really get many chances to be successful unless you have talent. And they had talent. Nirvana had talent, but that didn't really go far,
Kurt Cobain, yeah.
Alice in Chains have talent, and they're still, using that to build off of. Pearl Jam obviously has talent.
One of the main guitar, the lead guitarist for Butthole Surfers, he was part of like Pearl Jam. I remember. I forgot his name. Anyway.
But yeah.
But anyway.
So I guess we can go ahead and
wrap we can go ahead and end it.
Podcast up. It's pretty sure it's been.
You carried it through a long way, man. Good job, man. Good job.
We usually end up. Usually end up doing. I don't. We were planning on making it like 30.
A little 30. It doesn't matter. I don't care as long as it's not 2 hours, because that's too much to edit.
Yeah.
But
so
because I'm just a beginner here.
I figure we'll go ahead and give you the.
I'll end it
right away to end the podcast because. The way you end it, I figure, it's the best way to go.
Okay.
I mean, with me, if I were to end it, I'd be like, oh, okay, this would be...
Bye.
I don't know really how to say this, but I gotta go, okay? Okay, bye.
That's how I felt like I ended my first podcast. All right, so... Thank you for listening to the DK Productions, and we're going to call you CC... I guess, I don't know. You're in the logo. I put you in a
yeah,
CC.
so we'll do CC.
CC.
Well, I mean,
CC Corporation.
What I did was, I used to do was Chavez Productions.
Okay.
That was my thing. I still have it. So.
Well, we can call you that.
We could do that.
But I'm not going to change the logo just to one C because I like the two C's. I don't know.
No.
Do you like that? Or?
Yeah, we'll leave it.
Okay, all right.
So,
this is DK Productions, and...
This is Chris.
This is Chris here, my brother, signing off. Keep listening. Oh, and yes, summer's coming up. Gonna start that summer podcast.
Definitely gonna get it going.
I might do a few podcasts next weekend. Or next week and weekend. We'll do our last podcast for this series. And then back when, things start rolling up again, we get out of summer or whatever, or, format will change. All right. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Hammering those walls. What should be our exiting statement?
It should be more of
like it should be something random each time, I think. So
I'm thinking we should just stick with goodbye for now.
Okay.
Until we figure out something.
All right, we can't be lame. All right.
Yeah. So.
Bye, peeps.
See ya.
Signing off.